This week, we feature The Pianochord by Quetzal, St. Helen's Steinway Pad by Ash Vergy, Rob's Perfectly Imperfect Piano by RGA, Processed GameBoy Pad by Donut Shoes. This week's throwback is the Francis Bacon Baby Grand Piano by Dave Hilowitz. Pianochord by Quetzal. I finally created my first sound library, Pianochord. The sounds are recorded using a Zoom H2N from my piano strings stroked with a pencil. I kept all of the imperfections of the samples that give it a very musical sound. St. Helen's Steinway Pad by Ash Vergy. Popping in one day last week to my deserted, lockdown school to pick up a few things from my office, I put my head around the door of our main school hall, and there, in the middle of the stage, in near darkness, stood our beautiful concert Steinway, unloved and unplayed for months. I thought it might be fitting to try to create a thing of beauty from such a sad sight. Rob's Perfectly Imperfect Piano by RGA. This player piano came into my life when I was 3 years old, and when it arrived in our home, it was already old. Because it was a player piano, it meant that anyone could play it, whether sober or not. So family parties always ended up singing around the piano, playing our favorite piano rolls. Processed GameBoy Pad by Donut Shoes. When I was 5 years old, my father gave me my first video game, Tetris for the Nintendo Game Boy. This was the beginning of my interest in gaming, which would eventually lead into my interest in becoming a game audio designer and composer. To make this, armed with a modded Game Boy and LSDJ, I sampled long tones in 2 of the Game Boy's audio channels and processed the stereo signal through 2 different guitar pedal chains. Francis Bacon Baby Grand Piano by Dave Hilowitz. This piano belongs to the daycare center that my son attends. I know that it's from some time before 1934 because that's when the Francis Bacon Company went out of business. Based on the gaudy styling, I would guess that it's likely from the mid to late 1920s.